7th. Chevy Chambers and Marshall Broken. They have the final 2 transfer spots.
Hey guys, I was able to purchase this video's footage from my friend Greg Brotman, who is the owner of Rad MX. The footage shows how today's top pros are using their body positions and movements, as well as how far and when they are looking ahead. But no one is perfect all of the time. I caught Sexton, Anderson, Craig, and Hampshire making a beginner common technical riding mistake. This video also gives you a unique perspective of what it's like to be on the track during practice, the heat races, and the mains. I hope you feel the energy as much as I did. You will also notice that these top pros are using the same techniques that I'm teaching in my other videos. I left video titles and links in the description of other related videos for body positions and movements, as well as looking ahead. Now, watch, learn, and be inspired. Okay, we're going to kick off the start of this video with East Coast champion Hunter Lawrence of the 250 class. Notice what Hunter's doing on this landing and takeoff of the jump. See how he's downsiding that landing perfectly, but wow, he still bottoms out in the trough. Stays tall with his stance, so he has body travel to absorb the rebound part of that jump, keeping him low. And notice here how he's using the head turning technique into the corner and looking ahead. Right there he's looking at the most critical part coming up, and look how he lifts his head up to look out around the corner. Now he's looking at his exit line. And then he looks even further ahead up the straightaway where he's going to enter the whoops. Hunter's body positions and movements through the whoops are incredible. I mean, they're perfect. Here he is entering the whoops, accelerating out of the corner. You notice how he has his body in an open framework, head forward during acceleration. And now as he's coming into the whoops, he's keeping that strong body posture, and he's landing and hitting the tops of the whoops with the front wheel and rear wheel and staying in that perfect body position. He doesn't move very much at all from this body position. The bike moves under him. Deep rut, inside leg, looking ahead, and body movements. Let's see how some of the top 450 guys are taking this corner in timed practice. We're going to look at each one. Here's the brief look at all of them going through this corner, and then we're going to start breaking it down. Here's Cooper Webb going through the corner. Notice how his body positioning is great. His outside arm is up, hands are up, he's looking ahead. Notice how high he has his inside leg and foot so he can lean the bike over as far as he needs to. Keep an eye on his front wheel and you'll notice how he steers it through the corner. Keeping that open body framework, loose and mobile. And look how he's looking ahead right here. He's already looked ahead at the next spot from where he was previously, and then right there you see him bringing his head up to look out ahead of him. Going to analyze Eli coming through this corner. Notice that he has his outside arm up, his shoulders are rotated into the corner, and what I really like about this technique here that Eli's using, he maintains his shoulders being rotated into the corner with his outside arm up high. Even though he doesn't have the bike leaned over far enough, it tries to straighten up. Notice how he keeps his outside shoulder rotated into the corner, not trying to push the bike over. He's balancing the bike with his upper body movements. He gets pretty far off, so he has to do a little extra balance with his leg there, but very good to correct that little bobble. And now we have Chase Sexton coming in. I'm very surprised at how far he's looking down and how long he looks down before he finally brings his head up. And we're going to see basically the same thing with Jason Anderson. Look at his head. He's looking straight down. Wow, maybe Sexton and Anderson here had a little hiccup. They're like, whoa, look how deep this rut is, dude. Wow, that's very surprising. And then he looks up. Then you can see his head look up out of the corner. And RJ Hampshire coming through does a typical mistake of rotating his shoulders out of the corner. He's trying to push the bike over. He's not steering with the front wheel. And because his upper body is out of the center of balance, he's not able to steer the bike properly. He's not pushing down on the inside handlebar to steer the bike into the corner. Instead, you can see that the front wheel is steering out of the corner. And like I said, his shoulders are rotated out of the corner, which causes him some problems. And there's a big, overcorrection to try to correct it, but he's off balance. He got himself off balance early. And it doesn't slow him down, though. He stays on the gas and pulls it out. And here's Freddie Noren and Colt Nichols. I talk a lot about side-to-side upper body movement to keep your balance, keep the bike straight. You're really going to see it here on this 450 start. Notice the riders are in their starting position, and as the gate drops, everybody is into the launch position. Everybody looks pretty balanced, but when you're trying to control all that horsepower from a dead stop, it's difficult to keep everything going straight. Now you can start to see that some of the guys are getting off balance, the bike's not going straight. Notice how they're correcting with their body movements across the bike, side to side movements with their upper body, and yeah, all that horsepower. This is what it looks like when things are a little out of balance and you're trying to correct. talk a lot about keeping a loose upper body, using your body movement for balance and control. Instead of trying to hold the handlebars, you balance across the handlebars. You balance the bike into control. This is really going to show you these next clips using slow motion and stop action. You can really see how much these guys are moving body movements to control the bike, to keep it straight, to make that front wheel go exactly where they want it to go.